In this video, I'm going to discuss the use of the Learn Smart Labs as pre-labs. The example I want to use is a kinetics experiment known as the clock reaction. In this reaction, the time it takes for a color change to occur is measured, and that time is converted to a rate, and from that the rate law for the reaction involved. The strategy we used is to ask the students a series of questions called probes, and use those probes to teach the students the basic concepts associated with the lab. An example of a series of such probes is shown here for the iodine clock reaction. As you see, the initial concentration of thiosulfate is given, as are the concentrations of iodide and peroxide that result in the reaction times that you see here. The first question determines whether the students understand that the time it takes for the color to change is determined by the thiosulfate concentration, which is there in much lower concentration than either of the other two reactants. Once that's been determined, we then ask them to determine the rate of thiosulfate consumption. Since thiosulfate is a reactant, the rate should be negative. Having determined that correctly, they're then given a series of rates and asked to match those rates up with the peroxide concentrations associated with them, and from that they can determine the order of the reaction. If we answer this or any of the other questions incorrectly, we're given the option to go to a learning resource. This learning resource, you'll notice, has the same concentration of thiosulfate and the same times that are associated with the original reaction. And in it, we demonstrate how the calculations are done. So the first rate is determined, the rates are then provided, and then the actual calculation that determines the order of the reaction with respect to peroxide are produced, and the order of the reaction determined.